We're going to do a teardown this time, a cold email that you got that, what's the label here, Jeremy? It was infuriatingly effective.
Yeah, emotionally annoying.
Yeah. Jeremy was triggered, everybody.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
All right,
So
so let's put the
let,
timer on. Let's go
let's
for
go.
it.
Timer and off we go. I'm going to give it a read through. Subject: love, quick mail, but dot, dot, dot.
And
For our
love in capital
audio,
letters as well.
that's right. Love is in all caps. And we've got a heck of a subject line. Love, quick mail, but dot, dot, dot. We're gonna let's pause for a second,
Yeah,
Jeremy.
would you open it?
Yeah, I would.
Love
That's
sells bread,
yeah,
but
but actually, hold on. Let me think for a split second. If I got that and I did know who it was from, I think I would know it was cold outreach because someone who's like trying to hire us for lead gen are not they're not going to
true.
say like
It's
there's
not
something
like a
I
software they
love
used
you, but
already. Yeah,
yeah,
for quick mail, it's
uh,
very possible, and it happens
yeah,
because they
it's
go
like
and
user
try it.
feedback. It's like
Yes,
user
exactly.
feedback, right? It's like, oh, maybe this kind guy or gal is reaching out with some user feedback on why they switched, and therefore I better read it. I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe,
sometime like it will be a typical like case of like, but I contacted your support and I couldn't get
right?
this resolved, or that
Yeah,
happens. That would be the type of things I will receive. Oh, but I don't
there it
like this
is.
feature X or
Yeah.
whatever. So typical message you will
Yeah,
receive.
it's typical, but it's also about to be your wife is in the hospital,
Yep. Well, we'll see
right?
why soon.
Okay, here we go. So it goes, does it say Jeremy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Jeremy, Oscar blank, comma, insert the name of an actual quick mail competitor. Uh Jesus. Oscar blank competitors founder recommended that I try QuickMail for your awesome analytics. They're great! Exclamation point.
Can we pause a second? Like
I don't know.
I'm
Let,
getting
let me let me check with the producers. Okay, I'm getting that they're okay with us pausing for a second. Go ahead, Jeremy. You're live.
at this time I'm kind of like confused a little bit. It's like a competitor is recommending quick mail
That's
for the
true. What
awesome
the
analytic,
hell?
which is true. Like we have awesome analytics that no one else has in the world by
Yeah,
definition.
sure.
But it's kind of like awkward. Like this is not something you will
Probably
lead
wouldn't
with.
happen.
Like it doesn't
Yeah,
happen that often that competitor give you great praise for something they don't do well. Anyway, it says
yeah. That
that's
that is
great.
a head scratcher.
Yeah,
So basically, I'm reading this and like you're listening, you're watching. You just think if somebody said your competitor recommended that I try your service for its unique thing,
yeah.
and it's like, do we believe it at this point?
It's
So
awkward.
pause for a second. At this
It's not a
point,
direct
are you
competitor, by the way. It's like
okay?
we
Right.
have some crossover, but it's just like it's still odd.
Where are you right now as a reader? Are you like, okay, I still am with you, or have they crossed into the bullshit detector realm
At
at
this
this step?
stage, I'm completely confused. I'm like,
Okay.
it's
And a
like, okay,
confused mind
what's the next
does not
story?
act. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
so
So
far.
we need the next line. While setting up, however, I ran into some serious friction, period. I had one of my user testers check if they ran into it too, semicolon. They did. Who the hell have we ever done a teardown with a semicolon?
I don't know, but you got the exclamation mark, which you love.
Oh my God. In this AI world, this will cause at least 40% of your first time users to bounce to competitor B or competitor C. Now I'm starting to get sick in my stomach here. Can I send you a 3 minute loop? So hold on. I'm sick to my stomach because in this
What a
AI
ride.
world feels like it's out of nowhere. And then cause at least 40% of users to bounce is so unfounded. It's not like entertaining, right? Like
It's at least 40%, man.
just basically assuming that a tool has some like hideous bounce rate that is bordering on incompetence and like if you were the employee, Jeremy, there's no way you would show this to any team member because it's like basically saying you're doing a terrible job, period, exclamation point.
Yeah, you can get away with actually talking like that to the founder, but if you talk
Yeah,
to an
yeah.
employee, imagine this is my area of expertise. Am I gonna go to my boss and
Head
say,
of
"Look,
UI.
boss, this is why we're losing 40%. By the
Even
way, I'm
though
doing a shitty
they have a
job."
point. Yeah, they have a point. All right, CTA.
Vinegar, right? Never
Oh,
happens.
Lord.
Yeah.
Can I send you a 3-minute loom showing the friction? All right, so fine. 3-minute loom, that's the correct CTA here. Sure.
Oh, interesting. Because I would say this is the thing that that triggered me the most. It's like if you love a software, right? If you've been recommended by someone and you find something that doesn't work, you then naturally want the software to improve. You wouldn't actually hold it behind a sort of like paywall or like, an
Yeah,
attention
that's
wall.
true.
It's like,
That's
hey,
true.
reply to me and then I'll send you like, if
Give
you
me
really love my
engagement.
software, you wouldn't bait me. You would actually give me like, hey, I recorded a 3 minute Sloom video because, I care about like your success, guys, or I'm rooting for you. Like, then I will be like, okay, kind of an awkward
Yeah.
email, but at least it's trying to give me value. And I would have probably watched it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It totally does. I did not think about the fact that they said love quick mail, but now I will say this line here. I had one of my user testers check. And the only reason you do that is to start pitching your user tester service. You
Exactly.
don't
That's the
you
company, by the way. They are
but and
design, UX
yeah,
design, and testing
and
agents.
think about something like let's say they were recommended quick mail by some competitor for some weird reason. And then when they were trying to get set up, they ran into this friction. And so he's reaching out to the founder not to resolve that friction. He's not like, hey, I'm trying to set up a campaign, but what would you do for this, error message? He or she is just trying to um, show you the error that their user tester service picked up on. They're not trying to resolve it. And so the whole thing reads phony. Isn't
Hmm.
that why we hate it? Because,
It's your wife is in a hospital. Please open my email, type
yeah.
of thing.
So I
Or
want
I
to
hate your
have kind of,
service. No kidding. I was like, what?
yeah, I want to
Very
have like
emotional
kind of
roller
a
coaster doesn't
dark
work.
side. Let's have
Yeah.
a dark side conversation here, Jeremy. Let's forget your role at QuickMail. And let's forget you saw this email. And instead, let's think that we're the agency that is behind this.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So, first question: what do you think their campaign results are looking like? I have a feeling that this is yielding some engagement that warrants continuing the campaign. Do you disagree?
It could be an agency that just started. Like, to me, it looks like I think those things actually backfire.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not
I
building
gotta
goodwill, so
no,
that's gonna
that's
be hard.
so true. So check us out, Jeremy. By the way, like
It's not getting ignored, I think.
this is the worst sentence in the whole thing, if you ask me. Do you agree? I mean, that's
Um,
so
I mean,
40% of first time users of bounds,
yeah, the
like they don't know
40%,
that.
like obviously you get it out of a part of your body, to be
Yeah.
to stay politically correct.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, 40%, like where does that come from? Like you don't
So
know me, you don't know my tool. It's obviously not
yeah, it's bullshit.
40%, whatever you're
Yeah.
finding. So this is not wrong. But I do like the fact that they're dropping some of my competitors and it gets under my skin. I hate that when this happens.
Mm, mm.
But I think it's a good way of, putting some urgency. Right?
I
When you
think
say
I
those
think we
competitors
both
do it already, or I worked with one
sure.
of your competitors, you had some of those issues, we solved them, should we do the same work with
Right,
you?
right. That
That's,
sounds like a follow-up though.
yeah, of
I
course,
think
I agree.
this it would be improved. It was just like I ran some issues, my users tested it too, want to see it. And yet let's
Dude,
come back to that question. So maybe it's going to work, but most of the time it's just going to burn, potential clients. Like there's only so many B2B SaaS companies that are getting this
that's
message
my
right now.
point. There aren't that many B2B SaaS companies, like proper
Yeah.
established B2B
And they're
SaaS
not
companies.
stupid either. Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you actually just do the freaking 3 minutes Loom video
Yeah.
and just like,
That
send
right.
it? Like the
That's
time of
right.
like bait and switch, it's just
Can
like,
I
man, I got a
can
lot of
tell you
fun
why?
for those games. Yeah.
Can I tell you why? I really believe that this is sent to all legitimate B2B SaaS companies of a certain size, and they did not look at all of the onboarding thing.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%. That's a
right.
point. But
And
but again, like
mhm.
what if you had like 10 people, instead? Or
Yeah,
you do two a day,
yeah,
right? It's just like it's not that
yeah,
hard. You find like any tool, the onboarding, there's always some problems.
yeah, exactly. And if
So
you know what to look for, you could absolutely make that right.
exactly. And then when you come up, it's like, hey, when we work with people, not only we get better activation rate because people actually just fix the biggest problem in onboarding, we also do churn, right?
There you
And
go.
then
There
this
you
is
go.
only the two ones we find, like this is usually the results that we get. We reduce churn by XYZ. Like,
All right.
should we start working together? Like, do you
Right.
have any plan this quarter to address those issues? Or like those type of things are more like we're
Yeah.
partners, we're working together. Here, I don't get that
So
vibe.
perfect. So what I would wrap with is let's bring this into the new era that we're in. I would have AI help me as much as possible to test some onboarding flows, or maybe even just look at the next page that's available and see if it meets certain criteria that would indicate this is probably not optimized. And for those 10% of all SaaS, then just go through two a day, three a day, four a day. I mean, shit, if you're an AE and that's your job, like just run, crank out 50 a day before
Look, he's
lunch
got
and
one of
see.
he's got user testers. Why don't they use one to actually do it for him, right?
Maybe yeah, this whole thing screams like you can't really trust it. But cool. Hopefully, this is feeling a little bit from shady to helpful. And please remember the intelligence of the person you're reaching out to. They're just as smart as you are.
Yeah. Do you want to
Um,
work with dumb clients? I don't know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
don't
that's
treat them
that's
like that,
interesting.
like this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it would be dumb clients. It'd be like you'd have to be so fear driven in order to bite on this that it may self select the ones who are, I don't know, just a nightmare altogether. But
Fair
with
point.
outbound, be honest. Integrity matters a lot more than your reply rate, and I think slowing down and providing that loom is going to do so much to the ROI to this campaign. So that's a good takeaway, Jeremy.
Um, One more thing, if you allow for it.
I'm
What
checking.
about
They said if the sponsors get a pit, so quickmail.com for what is that? The sending platform for email and LinkedIn, and then salesbread.com for the agency to help you get a lead a day. Okay, we're good. Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy.
nice one. Um, how about the follow-up being the Loom video? So you have this call to action, which I hate, but a few days later, I received the Loom video. It's like, you know what? I just went ahead and did it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Is it
think because
redemption?
you hated. I think because you hated the opt in to get the thing that they're calling out. I probably would be like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
just give it to them because you're flirting with the boy who cried wolf a little bit here.
Mm.
Um,
And for
so
me,
I'd
I will think like if this is how the agency treats me before I pay them and work with them, like I don't want to go and work with
yeah,
them.
I
So
don't
you're
want to,
right. The
I don't
first
want.
impression is the one that actually lasts. You're right. So
Okay.
bad idea.
But the follow up, you could do hey, just calling it out so that users aren't flipping over to these competitors because of this issue. Um, what was the loom helpful or something like that?
Oh, that is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Jeremy, a fun one. Let's, yeah, I think I'll wrap with just like, come on out, outbound community. Let's raise the bar a little bit and get more sales while staying as honest and with integrity as all of us would want to be treated from the other side. So um,
Yeah, we should do a
that's my
water cooler about integrity in the age of AI. I think that'll be a really good episode, and we got
yeah,
some
good
stuff to
one.
say.
Same here. All right, we'll do it
Cool.
next time. Thanks,
All
Jeremy.
right. Thanks, Jack.
See ya.
Bye.